You're listening to Yinka Bikini and welcome to the Best of the Best UK MCs 2015. Now, 2015 has proved to be one of the greatest years for UK MCs since Tiny topped our very first list back in 2010. Since then, Wretch32, Krept & Conan and Stormzy have all topped this list with a host of other MCs featuring on here too. The guys at MTV discussed and debated who they believed were the best MCs of 2015 based on the following criteria: street and online presence, video and content views, who is everyone listening to and talking about? Releasing a body of work, hot singles, mixtapes, how did they sell, how were they received by the fans, and critical acclaim? Media coverage in TV, radio, print, and online. Memorable punchlines, verses, and engaging consistent content in an MC's work. Engaging personalities, whether online, performing live, or on the mic. Charting high, winning awards, high sales, selling out shows, and overseas accolades. Like every year, it was very hard selecting just 10 MCs from a scene full of talent. MTV asked for the opinions of well-known DJs, presenters and producers in the scene who you'll hear from in this two-part show. So, let's get going. Coming in at number 10 is an MC whose established underground presence is steadily trickling over into the mainstream, with his underground smash Way Too Much featuring Skepta, a headline sold-out show at XOYO, and a solid EP release with Brandy and Coke. Our first entry for the Best of the Best 2015 is Fecky.
There's getting it and there's maintaining it. There's a lot of people that appear in lists and then they're not in the lists again. Yeah, because once you get to a certain level, people become complacent on you. It's just the way it goes. But certain men have just got the ability to just
stay relevant.
Just make something happen. That the streets listen to them, innit? Or you know what I mean? People listen to them, man.
I think Fecky is one very consistent guy, and I think that it's nice to know what you're gonna get with someone, because you know some people are up and down. You don't know where, here or there. Whereas with Fecky, you know you're gonna get like at least 7 one-liners in one tune. But don't repeat them to your mum. I remember when I was younger, I tried to repeat a Fecky lyric to my mum. I didn't have a phone for time.
As a musician, I think he's an incredible, exciting artist, you know, and he is a musician I feel like knows exactly where he wants to go as an artist and what he wants to do and what kind of music he wants to put out, and I think that really reflects in the music he does. It's Way Too Much with Skepta is definitely one of my favourite tracks this year. I just love it. I think it's sick. It's amazing, and if I hear that anywhere, I'm going ham. Hopefully in a club though. And yeah, I just think he's a sick artist. I think he had some of the best moments this year, especially with that track and other things and endeavours he's done. The Brandy and Coke mixtape was amazing. Kicked out the bed. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Sick track, sick video, sick everything, man.
I listened to his last EP and like I've actually got all the tunes still on my phone. Like that's rare for me to say. Like I've listened to someone's project, even our own projects. I have our own project, and some of the tunes just get swiped. I actually listen to every one of those tunes.
And funny enough, the only tune on that project that's smooth is the Heavy Trackers featuring Fecky. You would have thought that tune would have been like a gas, but when he came down the studio, he actually picked the beat that was smoother and quieter just to show like another side of him, and people didn't expect that, which is, it's just to show you it's not, you know.
He's more than just what you see on a day-to-day basis.
And I think, I definitely think he'll get like more recognition this year anyway.
He brings life to this thing, like, do you know what I mean? You can vibe to his music. You know, he's got the deep tunes as well, but he's got the tunes that you want to hear in the club. He's got the tunes you want to hear in the whip, you know what I mean? Like, so I think he's one of the most charismatic MCs of our generation, and his show at XOYO really proved that. It's one thing to get your core fan base to come out, it's another thing to get half of the industry to come out as well, and that just shows the buzz around Fecky. I don't think we've seen his full potential yet, but obviously still early stages.
This young MC gained recognition here and overseas with the album A Curious Tale of Trials and Persons and 3 EPs all released in 2015 alone. This MC's work rate was second to none, becoming the first independent UK rapper to appear in Forbes 30 Under 30 list. A very talented artist with a bright future. At number 9, we have Little Simz.
I think Little Simz on the microphone is just, I think she's so sick. Like, the projects that she's done and just the way that she's built up her career for over the years have been sick. In fact, the beginning of the year, she was the first person who actually put me onto Bandcamp. I didn't even really know about Bandcamp. I just saw that she was releasing her mixtapes and stuff at the beginning of the year on Bandcamp, and I kept getting these emails on like all of these little things that she was releasing. So it made me kind of, you know, check out what she was doing a little bit more. And as the year went on, I started to see like the body of work was like really strong, and her fan base was building up really, really strong as well. And like, yeah, she's had a very good year, man.
Her creativity is second to none in her music, especially in her visuals. Her Dead Body video is something else. I don't think it got the credit that it deserves, but you should check it. If you haven't seen it, check out Dead Body video, because you see like the depth of Little Simz's creativity there. I like what her team's doing with her. She doesn't seem to be compromising. She seems to have her own lane, and it seems to be making waves on both sides of the pond, like, and genuine waves. You know, not that label push the artist to America and see what happens. Like, she genuinely seems to have fans on both sides of the pond, which again has been hard for artists to do in years gone by. But recently it's like, you know, people are really beginning to feel this UK thing because it's authentic and it's them. No one's trying to speak American or sing the American accent. They're being British, and she's one of those girls who's being British, has her own unique style and is so creative.
I watched her perform at, I think it was a Red Bull event. She opened for Pusha T, and she's got like the most energy I've ever seen, because when you hear her on a record, she's so calm, and then she's like a beast on the stage, and she's got like her pigtail swinging and that, yeah, she's very sick. I think that she probably matches up to and surpasses a lot of male MCs who are out there at the moment, and she's doing really big things, and I think that she's only going to get more recognised and more noticed, because she isn't, I hate the term like femc or whatever, like she's an MC, she's, you know, like Bart Simmons or whatever, like, yeah, she's ill, and she's nice as well. You know, when somebody is so humble with what they're doing, but that's the reason why I think she's going to go so far.
With Little Simz at the start of the year, you had to kind of be in the know. Like, she was kind of niche, so you had to like be like SoundCloud. Her SoundCloud is popping. Like, but if you weren't really a SoundCloud bod at the start of the year, you may not have known who like Little Simz was really doing bits and bobs. But so as the years progress, she's kind of moved from that, and it's like wider accepted, because in terms of work rate, again, there's not many people that can touch Little Simz. Like, tracks and tracks for days.
At barring
mixtapes,
at barring, there's
full
not
stop.
bare
Yeah,
people
like,
that
she is wicked.
At number 8, it's an MC who was embroiled in a wicked war of words for most of the year. Although he was under fire, he used the exposure gained through it to his advantage. His Walk With Me EP hit number 8 on the official album charts. His Fire in the Booth freestyle was the fastest freestyle to ever reach over 1 million views. And he put his city of Manchester firmly on the map. At number 8 is Mr. 0161, Bugsy Malone.
When it comes to Bugsy, like you just can't deny his undeniable reach to his fans. Like, it's just crazy the kind of numbers that he gets online. It's something that I've never really seen before. Like, especially in terms of how quick he's received that much reach to people. Like, it's like Bugsy will drop a video at 6 o'clock, and by 7 o'clock, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people are watching it, and you think, wow, like, who are these people that are watching all these videos, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think he's definitely got one of the sickest fan bases out there.
The EP that he brought out showed like diversity in his in his artistry. Do you know what I mean? He talked a lot about, you know, where he came from and what he was doing and the situations that he had with his family and stuff, and then jump right back into the battles. I thought it was mad sick. Also, do you know what I liked about Bugsy? Is that he was one of the first people that I saw come to London, do a show in the Islington Academy, and he had bare Londoners saying 0161 Manny on the map. I ain't ever seen anybody from any out of towner come to London and have people going wild, screaming out an area phone number from a completely different end. Like, yeah, he's onto something. I think 2016 is going to be a good year for him as well.
Because he's got this tune called Pain, that's on his EP, and he's got Bronson as well, and he's quite like a dark artist. It's not like fun and games or like happiness and light. He doesn't rap about unicorns and rainbows, I can tell you that, innit? Like, it's deeper things. I think that the beef that he's gotten into with Chipmunk is probably, in my opinion, like clouded his actual achievements of what he's done this year, because he did have the run of shows, the EP that charted in the album charts as well. So I think that if you concentrate on music, because he's like a musician, like in terms of like the way that his songs are set up and the way they're written and the way that it flows, it's more like musical than other artists.
I'm 100% real. I didn't know who Bugsy Malone was at the beginning of the year, and now I definitely know who Bugsy Malone is in it. So you can't argue 2015 was a great year for Bugsy Malone, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go at one of the top people, like, you're gonna have to hold your own. Do you get me? And regardless of what, how many disses were there? There was a few, and there ain't a few if you never hold your own, innit? It's over quickly, one round, bang! But it wasn't that. There was a few tunes, which means he must have said some things that, you get me, that.
Because out of that whole situation, you can't say there was a W on one side and an L on the other side.
Obviously, a lot of that was to do with the buzz that he had with Chip, the fact that his stuff charted like that. But it wasn't just that though, it was good. Like, people were checking it because it was good, not because they wanted to criticize it. You know, like you have certain artists that they're in some lyrical confrontation with somebody, so people start checking out that person's stuff to criticize it. They wasn't doing that. They were checking it genuinely because they liked it. He created a really good buzz, and the first fire in the booth to get at Chip in the first place literally had everybody like, whoa, like, who's this guy? Like, who is this guy?
The son of grime fueled his comeback and re-emergence into the scene, proving that when it comes to MCing ability, he is undoubtedly one of the best that we have today. He must have achieved a record for the most amount of diss tracks released in a single year. It's easy to say that he was relentless and he had a point to prove. With 2 EPs, a bunch of singles, a mixtape, videos and online presence galore, the number 7 best of the best UK MCs is Chip.
The reason why Chip, to me, has had an incredible 12 months, he's had the ability to portray himself in a particular light, smash that light, and get a better light.
Line for line, bar for bar, pound for pound, like tempo for tempo. Because there's some people that can spit on one thing. There's some people that can spit on anything. They could spit on anything. And Chipmunk is one of them people.
Chip was one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting artist this year. I work online, so obviously I kind of saw how people weren't really taking to him at some point, which I thought was a bit unfair because you can't really take away from Chip's talent as a musician. He's one of the best that we have, and just to see how he kind of turned that around with Chip, I feel like Chip was like a Meek Mill situation in terms of where everyone thought, you know, like that was it. How is he gonna return? And boy, did he return! You know what I mean? He really, really didn't stop. Like he had his back against the wall and really came out swinging, came out fighting, and provided some of the best and entertaining music.
That's one thing that you gotta admit about Chip, is like whether you like him or hate him, he always gives you something to talk about. And as I said, the best thing that could have happened for him was definitely the situation that he had with Bugsy. He definitely excelled in his ability in the tracks, even in his EPs. You know, I think it made him almost say to himself, all right, cool, I'm gonna stick to this lane right here, and I'm gonna run down this lane with it, and I'm gonna see if I could go as far as possible with this. And I feel like now Chip has found himself now, especially over the last couple of years. You kind of look at Chip and you think, all right, cool, like where you're making this, you're doing that, like where are you actually going? This year, 2015, he actually literally said to himself, all right, cool, I'm gonna attack this thing, and I'm gonna make the best music that I can possibly make, and then see where it takes me. And this year, or 2015 should I say, had been phenomenal for him.
He went away for a while, and then potentially just before everything started to pop, he came back. I'm happy that he's back though. I think he's back to his best. I think that maybe the latter end of 2015 was a good time for him when he released Bookie. And I think just before the new year, Hear This with Stormzy came out as well. So it's nice to hear like him going bar for bar and going rounds and not relying on hooks and that. I'm not really into like clashes when they're personal. I prefer like an actual like rap beef that's like based on like lyrics and all this sort of stuff. So with the beef with him and Bugsy and him and Tiny and all that sort of stuff, I think that it's just distracting from the music. I feel like the time that you take to write a reply, you could be making an actual tune. Although his reply was ill though. I do have to give it to him, even though I don't condone it. It was sick.
This new generation, they didn't know how cold Chip was. Like if you think outside's cold right now because you got a little Canada Goose on, big man, Chip is colder than that. He's freezing. You might have to wear 2 Canada Gooses. It is that ridiculous, bro. So Chip's come out now, and he's just done these diss tracks to Bugsy Malone, and mentioning Tiny Temper's name as well. And to drop that many diss tracks in 1 year and all of them to be getting 1 million views, bruv, come on. And to totally revamp your image completely to the point where in which people may not like Chip, but you have no choice but to respect Chip.
He had the 3 EPs, you know, the Believe and Achieves. He just did the Rap vs. Grime mixtape, which you can get exclusively at grmdaily.com. Check it out. You know, he did like amazing things, and I think this is an exciting year of music, and I think that Chip had a lot to play in this year.
He finesses grime. He's like Kaka of grime. He's like the Ursu of grime. He's like the poet of grime. It's just mad. I can't believe he's doing all of this on the beat.
This South London collective were everywhere in 2015, picking up the Best Newcomer award at the Mobos along the way. They had 2 of the biggest underground hits of the year with Lock Off and Trappin' Ain't Dead, and released their debut album Don't Panic. Hailing from the same neck of the woods as Stormzy, Bonkers and Krypton Conan, it's Littles, Inch, Sleeks, 9, Swift and DP, better known as the Section Boys.
Section Boys were absolutely incredible for many different reasons. I think their awareness wasn't as massive as it was this time last year. You fast forward 1 year, they've got a Mobo, they was on stage with Rio Aura, they've got cuts on their album from my understanding, so Section Boys have had an incredible year. And just the type of music they do and what they represent and what they embody is very, very difficult for them to come through from that area that they live in and to do well. And they spell boys with a Z. So my whole thing is, cause their managers, they're all killing the dictionary now. I can't believe Section Boys are doing this. They're called Section Boys. Like when you're sectioned, that means you're in a part of prison that you don't really want to go to. Them man have got a really, really Asbo name and decided to revamp it to have a commercialized sound to a certain extent, which resonates with people that are not even from that walk of life. You've got middle class white boys from flipping Essex saying Lock Off. Big man, do you even know where that derives from?
Like to me, they're not grime. Like, to me, they're not grime, but like they're not straight hip hop as well. They're just that line of that London in it, because London's got grime, but we got other things as well. Do you know what I mean? We say grime, but we got bare other things that have made even grime what it is. And like Section, like you can hear the bashment, you can hear the hip hop, you can hear the trap. Cold.
I didn't get it at first until they were in studio with us, and they did our most recent single, and we did like 2 days of shooting for the video. We did about 3 sessions, with them, and it was just fun. They just love doing what they're doing, and since last year they've just been killing it.
Is it rude to call them like the little gangster One Direction? Because that's how I feel. I feel like they're gangster One Direction. Have you ever seen them live as well? Have you seen them live?
I haven't seen them live.
They're good. Like they all get like topless and that and start jumping around the stage. It's sick. I think that they came out of nowhere with the Mobo win, and also with Trappin' Ain't Dead as well. And some of the stuff that I've heard from their album, Don't Panic, is sick. It will be very interesting to see what they get up to, because there's 6 of them as well. The spotlight isn't just on one person, it's on the collective. I think it's difficult to do that and keep the buzz alive as well, but it will be interesting to see what they get up to.
Just seeing how people gravitated to them as musicians and people, they killed it last year, especially with all their releases. They had one of the biggest songs last year, like Trappin' Ain't Dead. All the other songs that they did, amazing views, amazing reach on their videos, and the kind of people that were listening to them. I mean, you had like people like Rita Ora supporting them. Just to see their growth from where they started to where they are now is amazing. I think they should definitely deserve to be in that list, because I could just see that they did it all on their own, off their songs, off their talent, off their drive, off their consistency.
Right, that's the end of part 1. Let's have a quick look at those numbers once again. Coming in at number 10, it's Fecky. Debuting at number 9, it's Little Sims. At 8, it's Mr. Bronson, Bugsy Malone. He never runs out of bars, it's Chip at 7. And in at number 6, completing the first part of the list, it's the Underground Kings, Section Boys. If you want to let us know what you think so far, hit us up on the socials below.